Fídíò yìí ó gùn díẹ̀ o, but ẹ̀rẹ́ ní sùúrù ẹ gbọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ó di dandan ó wà important ẹ gbọ́ fídíò ẹ rí. Ẹkúnyé mi àti bàbá mi hàn ẹ̀gbọ́n àti àbúrò mi sálàáfíà náà kò tún bá yín lónìí. Èmi náà kí ọmọ yín Olúwakẹ́mi Muibat ọmọ ti bàbá Sálù Sátà látògidì ẹ̀là àwọn ọmọ tó ń tó bòdì rẹ̀. Of course èmi kí ohun ṣe mo lè olè léa olè lájú wò ọmọ ahówó odò jẹgba lọ́ìsà ọmọ ògìgì ṣègi làrúgbó làṣà. Sálàáfíà kò mọ̀ bá yín tí everything yìí lọ déédéé káàwó dé ẹjẹgbà lọ́ìsà bẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ka sí jẹgbà ń ra ẹ̀ha para owó ẹ̀kún so mi tún fẹ́ bá yín họ gbólóhùn kan ọ̀rọ̀ lónìí kí ẹ ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ní Nàìjíríà mo rí fídíò yìí á wò àrùbá mi omi akúnjáde lójú mi Ọlọ́run mọ̀jà bí ọmọkọ yìí jẹ́ o ọmọ rungúrungún the Bible say prodigal son ṣé prodigal son yẹn gan ó lè padà rà àtúrà bẹ́bẹ̀ ara Syria pẹ̀lú bàbá rẹ̀ mò rí yẹn ó yá màá ń hí ọmọ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn hí bàbá rẹ̀ at that age bàbá ò ti dàgbà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ìwọ young boy èló jẹ́ pé kó yẹ wọlé wàá tọ́jú bàbá yẹn mo rí fídíò yẹn wọ́n mọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ gbà because ó ṣe mí lánàá ó bá màrú ọlọ́mọjà bí ọmọ kọ́mọ ọlọ́mọjà bí ọmọ ilé ò bujúra ọlọ́mọjà bí ọmọ ilé nàánú ọ̀nà onífúlà èlòrí lẹ́múdé mi tó réjọ́ lọ títí ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi play fídíò yẹn hàn yín abáṣe tẹ ìwájú láti bẹ̀ ẹ̀rà subscribe o ẹ̀rà like page ga ẹ̀rà bára share fídíò ẹ̀sẹ̀ ń kéye kábà ẹ̀gbọ́n àtàbúrò mi wọn mo dúpẹ́ ẹlẹgbẹ́ mi àti gbogbo yín pátápátá ìbá mi share fídíò mi mo dúpẹ́ gan Ọlọ́run ara ràn mí lọ́wọ́ ọmọ okun posh àgá together one love. Fídíò yìí iye mi líkàlíkà iye mi pàtàkì iye mi dáadáa kan oko send rẹ̀ oko mi rí fídíò ìbá so ẹ̀sẹ̀ ń kéye mọ́mì mi ní Canada God bless you ẹ̀sẹ̀ mo dúpẹ́ ẹ ṣé mọ́mì God bless you one love.
In session. Honorable Judge Fumi Asaolu presiding.
Fídíò yìí ó gùn díẹ̀ o but ẹ̀rẹ́ ní sùúrù ẹ gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó di dandan ó wà important ẹ gbọ́ fídíò ẹ rí.
Please be seated. Your Honor, this case is between Paul Eze and John Chidioke. Parties sworn on oath. Thank you.
So, Mr. Paul Chukwudi Eze, you are the plaintiff here, and you brought John Chidioke Umesegu to court. So can you narrate to this court what's going on here?
The case was a case of breed change.
What do you do for a living?
Breed change.
You do breed. That's the business. How long have you known him?
I just knew him like 3 years ago. So I've been in breed change since 1996.
Okay.
So the father brought him for me to teach him how to do breed change. I accepted.
When was that?
That was in 2017.
Okay.
So when I
so I listen dáadáa ọ̀rọ̀ yìí báyìí ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní 2017 so ọ̀ní ọ̀rọ̀ yìí bureau change business kì í ṣe so ọ̀ní yẹn kó gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí láì court bá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òkè láàrin ọmọ àti bàbá yìí so bàbá yìí ó kó contact ọ̀ní torí business eléyìí ṣe kọ́ àì help wọn or whatever bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe business yẹn so ọ̀ní ìbá òkè gbogbo rẹ̀ dojúrú tó polúkúrú mùsùlùmí òkó gbé so ọ̀ní ọ̀rọ̀ yìí òkó gbé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí láì ilé ẹjọ́ bá àyẹ̀ gbà wọn lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ àti bàbá rẹ̀.
I taught him. I discovered that since he has not been in the market where we are 10 million, he cannot cope with the business in the market. So I now called him that I will meet his father. But the only way he can make it is if they get a license, which he will be managing for the family. That's the only way. Recently, he doesn't know people from Cotonou. He doesn't know anybody. So even in the market, he doesn't know importers who can just give him money to go and change and come back. So he told me that if I can do that, he will be very happy. I went to the father. I explained everything to the father. The father said that he asked me how much it is. I gave him the bill to do the license. He said he doesn't have the money. The money came out to be 45,100,000. He said he doesn't have such money. Then I now told him that the 35 million will be returned. The other ones will be both licensing fee and so on.
And 35 will be returned.
Yes, with interest by CBN, with interest. So after all this, the man told me that means he has to go and liquidate the money he fixed for his health. I said that is the only way, because the business once established, so many people want it. But when it is established, it will be a very good something for the family. He said, okay. Later he called me that he's ready. That day he told me the people that will be as directors. He said his son, he himself, and the first son being HIJACK, and the second son, and he himself. So when we are now putting the names of the directors, he was allocated 80%, the wife 10%, then the father 10%.
I don't understand. You're talking about...
Yes, HIJACK was allocated 80%.
Okay.
Then the wife, HIJACK's wife was allocated 10%. Then the father was allocated 10%. But the agreement we all had was that the business belongs to the father. The returns and whatever will go to the father until he's no more alive. Then HIJACK can have it. When the license came out, the whole agreement we made, HIJACK, the moment the money dropped into that account, till this moment, HIJACK blocked everybody. The father has been calling me, where is my money, where is the license? I have done everything possible to call this guy to come. At least that is our plan. Even in the voice call me and he had that I recorded on my phone, he made it clearly that when the license came out, we will go to the house and celebrate it. But since then, that time, the father has been looking for him, nowhere to find him. He has been doing the business on his own, running the business on his own, making profit every week. He's making 1.6 million on his own. To go and give the father the 20 million that the father wants for medical checkup, he refused to go.
Wow.
I have done everything possible. I didn't get 1 kobo in this transaction. I'm supposed to get 5 million where I'm processing this thing for them. But they are from my town. So, and it was my uncle who brought them. I don't know them since I was born. Only that 2017 that my uncle brought them to me. So that...
Mi wá sára ìdí ẹ̀ ń wá ayé yín bá a ṣe tẹ̀ ìwájú. So ní horror ìbéèrè wọn kó ṣe bókò yẹ ibà wọn ṣe licensing yẹn. Torí ọ̀rẹ́ yọ ọwọ́ bá ti get licensing àwọn ohun wa.
It was what brought us here.
So, HIJACK, time to me. I'm talking about the happened.
Yes. But I met him, like he said, about 2017 when me and my father decided that he wanted to start a business for me. So we had the option of choosing between 2 people, him and one other person. So because I had an interest in business before now, I studied business administration. So I liked the idea of trade fair and I chose him because he was a younger person. went to him. I started staying in this place, but I noticed he doesn't involve me in most of the business activities that they do. I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't have cash to trade, but I wanted something practical. It was months, and I was driving a long distance from Ketu to Trade Fair. So
Ketu to where?
Trade Fair.
Okay.
So that happened. So I said I talked it over. I realized that the main advantage of being business is having the license. So I started persuading him to that why don't we push for license? He said that yes, that's what am I waiting for, that if my father can agree. So I talked to my dad. My understanding was with him was that, yeah, like he said, the business was from me because my brother wanted to do something else. That was stock exchange. The agreement was the business was for me. So I only decided that as a benevolence that he did, I also entitled to take care of him. You know, I agreed to at least be giving him some returns.
At least.
I don't get it.
That's opening the business for me as a person. So the returns I'm getting from it, I assured him that I will also be taking care of him. It was not because if he was supposed to be in the business.
Anyway, he said he's alive. He will still come back to state his own side.
Okay. That was the understanding I had. So as at the point he took the money, nobody even sat down for us to agree this thing like he's saying. There was no sitting down like that. I don't know when him and my dad had that understanding. But the understanding I had between was this business was started for me. Then along the line, some months later after the CAC was out, so I think I took it to my father. And when he now saw that my wife's name was inside there, so I think that triggered his dissatisfaction with the whole process, and he started wanting to say that he would want some money back. So eventually, I think he started calling him too as well. So maybe he gave him the.
Can you tell me?
Apànìyàn kú ẹ̀ lálu ọmọkùnrin. Káwọ̀ sì ti á mọ́.
I told him that the money will return back, and I told him returning back is for us to use it.
He's not in the courtroom right now.
Yes.
Your dad.
He is.
Where is he?
He's supposed to be here.
He's not here. He's outside.
Outside. Okay.
Daddy is outside.
I want to know what made you to come to that conclusion that because your wife's name is your name,
Okay.
so I'm good.
That's the way you want to
going
play.
to be here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because he came and started saying, how does my wife get into the picture? And remember I said they agreed. So but I didn't wait because of OG. My father tend to have, we call it amnesia or something.
Pardon?
Amnesia, like, tend to forget. He's almost 80. Yeah. So, and at that point, that was when he started emphasizing the fact that the money is coming back and that he wanted some money out of it. And I was telling him that from my own understanding and research about the business, that was part of the reason why CBN required it at 5 million minimum working capital, because it was a regulation to run the business. So, and moreover, he didn't have any business he was going to invest in. So why?
Moreover.
His money.
But it's his money. Moreover, he doesn't have this guy.
Anything he wants with his money. Do you understand me?
It's his money.
He said he didn't have anything with
Òun kò náwó rẹ̀.
money. He gave you the money.
Ọ̀nà mi wọ́n kò àwọn ẹ̀mí ṣe business wọ̀ hàn jọba lé.
Interest I had. That money is his
Ah.
own. He can decide to do anything he likes with his money.
Ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Then when he came back, he started calling me that I should return that amount of money to my father. He said 10 million.
He called you, your dad requested for it.
No, he called because me and when my dad was there, I told him that there's no way I would be able to remove 10 million from the business now. That is still
Your
me.
dad.
Yeah.
You told him that.
Yes.
His money.
His money.
Plaintiff for Chukwudi Eze.
Mo gbádùn judging.
On Peru, the change
Correct judge, correct.
facilitated a license for the business. He alleges that Chijoke relied on all agreements made and cut off communications. Immediately, Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) returned the 35 million naira license deposit into his account. The defendant claims that his father set up the business solely for him and he is not under any obligation to refund him. Judge Fumi wades into this matter.
So,
You said that's a bit insensitive.
yeah, then why
On your side.
it may not be sensitive is because of
Why it may not be sensitive? Ó hàn wà good.
if you read,
Ó lé kí bàbá ọmọ yìí o.
he's no longer staying with my mom.
That's
So,
what despite the need.
Oh, why is insensitive? Judge ẹ̀gbọ́n, Judge ó wà very very insensitive. Bàbá rẹ̀ ó méwó kówò. I almost say business with family, one of what benefit. Oh, okay, well, immediately when you CBN no drop rẹ will block everybody. I block Babare, I block on Opanyipo, I block everybody. Ẹ̀rí lọ́ba àwọn yìí wò tí yẹn rẹ̀ á take care bàbá àwọn yìí òun kò ṣe business mú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ originally kí bàbá òun business ń ra for the family bá òye òun kún òró yìí ó dá business lẹ́hùn. Okay, wo baba re mú kó wo baba re hàn yìí ọmewora wo re yìí hen wa try wo send 10 million ko ewo return back in no account DCBN oye ewo mu se ewo baba re ko isi wo ko wo feel he baba re any right àti abere ewo.
Did he invest in you when you was still staying with your mom?
I didn't grow up on my mom.
I said, was he still staying with your mom at the time he invested in the potato change business? So why didn't you reject his money then? If you feel so strong, if you feel so strong about the fact that your dad and mom and you are blaming him for it, which ordinarily you should not.
Not.
Because you see, when it comes to couples, there are a lot of things that you don't know. It's only when they say out that you know there are a lot of other things that are down there they are not ready to air up. If a relationship will work, it will work. If it won't work, it won't work. That's just it. So if for any reason the marriage did not work between your dad and mom, and despite everything, your dad still sees you and still took 45 million naira to invest in you. And all you can say now is that because he's no longer with you.
Naira.
I'm trying to say something. That's not right. Okay. I'm not having that proof.
What are you trying to say?
I didn't easily want to return the money because one, he's sending me borrowed money. The land where I was working with him, actually, I suffered a lot of damages when I was working. And there's only a time when the TDI, the chemical part of the chemical, was making foam too as well then.
I didn't get that.
The one we were in the company, I suffered as I was working in the company without as part of the family working in that business. So eventually when the business got burnt, he later disposed the land for almost 300 million. So over the time I kept going to him to like see favor that he should start something for me. So I knew he had money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now I didn't reject.
I knew he had money.
So
come we take a water by force we gbọ́dọ̀ mú ewé yẹn kò ní ewé. Mindset yẹn ó bad. Anu mi hokin. Àwọn mindset yẹn kí most people wọ́n bọ̀bọ̀ ní. Ọkọ we be try nínú ilé as ìyàwó ẹ put effort rẹ̀ ẹ contribute. Mindset your ọkùnrin bọ̀bọ̀ as husband and feel it is your duty láti ṣe ń wẹ̀sẹ̀. Ọtí gbàgbé yìí bíbélì rẹ̀ yìí ọkùnrin elébàámọ̀ provide nínú ilé rẹ̀ ó is worse than infidel. As ọkùnrin you should be responsible for your own household, your provision. That is what the Bible say. So àwọn mindset yẹn ó kọ́ àwọn ọkọ bọ̀bọ̀ ọ̀hán ní tí obìnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ ti support ẹ ti mú ilẹ̀ ẹ ti ṣe ọ̀hán turn rẹ̀ tó duty obìnrin yẹn kọ́ wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe ń wọ́n yẹ wọ́n ṣe kí ọ̀hán gbàgbé. Mindset yẹn kí ọ̀hán obìnrin ọ̀hán àbúrò bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ní àbí ẹ̀gbọ́n wọ́n bá ṣe ń wọn ọ̀hán fíìlì yìí ń wọ̀ mú kó wọn ó kéré nínú ń wọ̀ ní ọ̀hán pèdè fíìlì ó yẹ wọ́n ṣe rán wọn ó yẹ wọ́n náwó rán wọn mindset olè mindset gold digger mindset ojú kòkòrò mindset ilé èpọ̀ nílé ẹja tẹ ìwájú.
You're a young man, but right now the feeling I'm having is that you have a very wrong attitude towards life.
Yes.
I'm a blunt person. You can just put yourself in the shoes. You have a son that you invest in. Do you understand? If you decide to invest in your son, despite the fact that you are no longer with the mom, it's because you have made up your mind that whatever happened between you and their mom will not affect the relationship you have with your children. Do you understand me? And it's only reasonable for that child to take that stand and be appreciative
yes,
of whatever he has done.
yes, ma'am.
You struggled. you really struggled. Were you able to put money together?
No.
Could you say you have 10 million in your savings before you brought 45 million naira out?
No, Yani, Yani, Sisi, about them to be 45
You have
million.
peers out there. Nigeria, we say hustling. A lot of your peers are still hustling. Younger, older. That's the way it is. Some people just need that soft landing. Somebody to balance them.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o,
Pick up. That's
wọ́n
what
á
he has
pick
done
up
for
bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́,
you.
òdodo kan
And
George.
I believe you should appreciate that.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni George mi, ṣeun,
So if you miss part of his money,
ṣeun my George, George fún mi.
that you pay him back in good faith. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
What goes round comes around.
Comes
That is
around.
life. I'm advising you
Yes, ma'am.
from experience of life.
Yeah.
Alright? So I'm listening.
Okay, so that was what happened. So he was calling me. So I already told my dad that I should be paying it gradually. That he should not demand for the money at once. So that
Oh my
is
God.
So how much have you given him out of it? Right?
He didn't want to even listen to the fact that we
How
should
much are you ready to advance?
I'm ready to advance at least. I can start with 5 million. Then I'll pay him.
Then when will you
I
advance?
pay him F2 million every year.
Every year?
Every year.
That's ridiculous. That is highly
Jesus.
ridiculous.
Based on what
If I'm 5 million,
based
kó
on
bàbá
the
rẹ̀,
returns we are making from
nínú
the business.
45 million, ó lé bàbá rẹ̀, ó mú set
What
business
is going
bẹ̀rẹ̀.
to happen is
Ẹ ń ra àwọn 2 million every year.
to trade with,
Ẹ̀kún bàbá yìí ti pé 2 million every year ń tó hàn 45 million tán. Okun.
to trade with now
Excuse me, irú mindset yìí ọmọkùnrin ò ní.
to him.
Ìjẹ́ ó bárù yìí òun náà rẹ̀ dágbà lọ́jọ́ kan ọmọ òun rẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yìí.
Money. It's not your money. And if you think that you probably think he has set you up, and you think that is the end of it, he has no rights or nothing he can do about it. Don't go there. Because we are talking about father-son relationship. Okay, let him come because whatever I've told you now is just based on what's my opinion based on what you have said. So
Exactly.
let him come in. Along the line, I end up saying something that will change my mind. I don't know. So, Aki,
So,
can you bring him in? Can I have your full name?
So bàbá rẹ̀ wọlé bàbá ti wọlé bá. Torí èyí nínú court láti nílẹ̀ ti ọ̀rọ̀ yìí lòdì.
Okay, so you're Julian. And the name say. I don't want to take your time, but I want you to tell me exactly what the position is over the Bureau change.
Can you be patient to hear my own story?
Okay. Right.
I told you my name is Chief John Eumasebu. Some 10 years ago, my factory burnt. I was running a phone business. The factory got burnt. Ever since, I've been living from hand to mouth. I was discussing with a friend, what do I do? We suggested me below the change. I said, how do I get into it? He said he has a friend who knows the person who will deal with it. Then I said, can you contact the friend to me? He contacted him. The friend came to me. I said, this is my own, what I need. I want to introduce my son to the man who is in the business of below the change. He said he would do it for me. Then after some days, he carried Mr. Podens to me from my house. I told Podens, please, this is what I want to do. Can you help me? He said from what I want to do, he can do that for me. I said it's okay. I take my son, say this is my son, teach him how to do the business. He agreed. He gave me a check of 5 million naira. Feeding my son because he newly married, he had two children. I was giving them some
You were newly
amount.
married with 2 children. John, you were newly married with 2 children, so he gave you 5 million naira.
If I gave his master 5 million naira, they'll be feeding them from there. Then they stayed for about 1 year. From time to time, I was asking, how good is this business? He says it's good. He can make it. I said it's okay. After about 1 year, I called Mr. Porter. I didn't know him from before, but he accepted to do this for me. I asked him, how is this business? I said, how much will it cost me? He said, 50 million naira. I said, 50? He said, yes. I said, but I haven't got that amount now. Can he borrow me some part? He said, no. I said, all right, I will approach my bank. I gave me a check of 45 million naira. Gave him, go to my bank, borrow some money, make it up, they check cash. They told me it is stay up to 1 year before the central bank return some money out of it. I said, when they return the money, I will take 20 million I borrow bank and pay the bank back. He agreed with me.
Borrow 20 million from the bank.
Yes. Then he waited until 1 year. The central bank returned the money. I asked him, what are the money I want to pay to the bank? From there, he told me, say, my son sees the whole money. He doesn't refuse to give me anything. I said, sis.
When did you make that demand? How long ago? How long ago did you make that demand for the money?
It's 1 year ago now, 1 year.
1 year now.
1 year and a half ago. So the boy sit on the money. Have been trading with the money for past 1 year and a half. Paul, I've been running. I wrote a letter to Paul saying, return my money to me. If you cannot give me the money to pay the bank, return the money to me. He said he's doing something about it. Some of his effort is where we are now. To compel the boy to give him the money to give to me. Now, what I am asking for is for him to give me the whole 50 million plus instrument of trading, registration, and so forth. So that since I traded with it for 1 year and a half, he doesn't care to see me, he doesn't care to return anything to me. Let me see who else can manage it for me. Because I wanted this business to be family business. But once I failed, there's no need. I want the business and the money. This is what I am praying.
So, John, what do you have to say to that? For this contrary to some of the things he said is contrary to what you said earlier.
Number one, ẹ bá rántí níbẹ̀rẹ̀ ó kí bàbá àwọn ó set business yẹn ṣé mo kò ní ìhọ́rọ̀ yẹn bàbá yẹn ìlòdì 8 nínú court ọ̀tún amú bàbá wọlé lọ bàbá but ẹ mọ̀ ìyẹn ọ̀nà ògbẹ́jọ́ ìgbà ìkọ́tọ̀ ní láàrin àwọn méjì eléyìí ó bá wọn ṣe eléyìí ti nínú business tẹ́lẹ̀ tó bá wọn ṣe processing licensing so that wọ́n get in the business ṣé mo ti rí láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ lódodo yìí business is supposed to be a family business. You understand? Eléyìí jẹ́ pé òun ara manage rẹ̀ títí ilé bàbá irá kú tán but supposed to be but ìbá rí owó ilé ọmọkùnrin ó ti kọ́kọ́ họ lókù yìí họ tẹ̀lẹ̀ òun kí business ilé òun feel yìí set business òun ánge mọ ilé ọmọkùnrin yìí họ lọ yìí ánge mọ kọ̀ọ̀rẹ́ yìí supposed to be for family business but bàbá náà kọ̀ mí bàbá wọlé lọ sẹ́ẹ̀rí àlàyé ilé bàbá rẹ̀ ṣe business yẹn kún ó purposely supposed to be is for family business yàtì kún ó set rẹ̀ nǹkan. And again at all let's say the business you need to jẹ́ family business bàbá rẹ̀ ó gbé owó 45 million amu trust rẹ̀ o ma ṣe business tó ra ayé rẹ̀ náà wọ́n hun wa wọ́wọ́ rí ilé ayé tẹ́lẹ̀ lo àti ọ age bí wọ́n dé wọ́n ṣe tán àti owó bàbá rẹ̀ ra yà ní bank 20 million amu pa owó ni wọ́n mú kó wọ́n bí mú owó yẹn kó bàbá on let da owó yẹn padà bank wọ́n block phone number I block everybody ẹja tẹ́ wájú.
It's contrary to what you said earlier on.
Like which one?
Especially as to the running of the business. You heard he said it was meant to be a family business, but putting you forth as a son to learn the business and take charge, but ultimately it's supposed to serve the whole family. We were addressing the issue of the company as your company before, being run, which I believe and I told you should be for the benefit of at least your dad while still alive, because he invested in you. But now he's bringing another angle that is actually a family business. But as much as you have told me that it's a family business, I knew that at the time when you registered it, when I look at the shareholding, the three of you, did you agree on the shareholding before it was registered?
I was to be the major holder.
Who registered the company?
I
was one.
You registered the company. Did he tell you that it was supposed to be the major?
To do the registration.
I said it here, Your Honor.
He
He told me that it's him, the son, and the other son. Then something came up that, in fact, the other woman said that she doesn't want any business, any combined business with this guy. In that case, we now decided that...
Who are the we? Who are the we that decided?
We are all...
The three of you decided that what?
Yes.
That what?
We all know, we all discussed that the license will now be 2.
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you how you that registered the company through a lawyer arrived at allocation of shares whereby he had 80%.
70.
And he had maybe
10%.
10 and 10. So how did you arrive at that?
Yeah. Now, I left the registration with him and his Oga. But I know that my share has to be the highest. The remaining, for instance, if I take 70, he take 30, 20 to him, 10 to his wife. That's how I propose it. But how he registered, he changed the whole thing, I didn't know. It's only when I asked him to show me the paper registration.
Ó ti yé lálákọ̀ọ́kọ́ lọ́mọkùnrin yìí ọmọ burúkú yìí ayi immediately ọ̀sẹ̀ registration ayi bàbá àwọn orí ó bínú torí kíde ilé ó bínú torí ìyàwó òun ó mú 10%. Sẹ́mọ̀ judge fún mi ti bèèrè ọ̀rẹ́ ìkáwọ̀ ẹ̀sẹ̀ àmọ́ òbínú ó yìn ó ìbò ṣe react yìí káàsì ilé ìyàwó òun mú 10%. So gbọ́ bàbá ihò lọ́ba ayi òun purposely òun ò fi òun ò líbẹ̀rẹ̀ ni pé ọ̀bá ṣe registration òun jẹ́ 70 òun mú 30. That is ọmọ and 30 yẹn òun àti ìyàwó rẹ̀ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọmọ gangan mú 20 ìyàwó rẹ̀ mú 10 ṣe rí ó ti rojọ́ mọ́ bàbá rẹ̀ lè àti hobo lè bàbá obìnrin ìmídélé ló ti rí ẹ̀. Meanwhile registration ilé ọ̀ṣẹ́ èèyàn register company ó hàn mẹ́rù kọ́lẹ̀ àmúṣe 80 ó mú ṣe 70 bàbá kó yẹn jẹ́ 70 abẹ́ understand but ó híra wọn.
He was hiding.
Who was hiding?
The Chijuke was hiding it. After the registration.
But it's not Chijuke. Sorry for cutting you short. It's not Chijuke that registered the company. He just confirmed he's the one that registered the company. And he's not a shareholder in the company. But he gave the lawyer that he used instruction on the percentage to allot to each of the shareholders. So I'm asking you, where did you get that breakdown from? How did you arrive at the breakdown of the percentage you gave to each person?
The percentage was discussed in their house, but maybe the father could not remember. Even when I sent money into the account, the money I sent into 3 of them bears the percentage also. But
that's what you said earlier.
The problem I can envisage here is during signing of the papers, if the father did not accept the percentage, he would have raised issue. But Chijoke did not give the paper to him to sign.
Let's not complicate the issues on ground. So he wants 20 million naira. Before he came in, you said you can advance 5 million naira immediately. All right? That's the first step. I want you to, your other option I told you is not acceptable. I didn't even wait for him to get here before I rejected it. On the yearly basis.
My problem
as well
is that he has the money
in it.
It's his money.
Now, am I going to
As
give
much-
the money to pay off or still give him as a return from the business? No, let's say the business is running for
Let me
10
tell
years.
you, if he needs 20 million naira, that 20 million naira is going, is not coming back to you. That to you.
Yeah, èèyàn kò ní ewó rẹ̀.
That 20
Ọlọ́mọ gbani lọ́wọ́ ọ̀wọ́n orí mindset.
coming back to that.
Kẹ́ ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ó lé kéyìn, ó lé.
He unilaterally decides again, which he can wake up one morning.
Ọ̀nà wà greedy bá ṣe bá rí bàbá òbí. Ilé àmọ́wọ̀ ṣe rúwà yìí.
So that's your business. What is before me? So you said 5 can come out now. I'm back to that question. When next are you bringing out the rest? There are a lot of people out there, if they get 10 million naira, their life will change. Their life will change.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ọ̀nìlẹ̀mù 10 million kọ̀ wọ́n mú ṣe business wẹ́lẹ̀ tún rẹ̀ wọ́n gún mọ̀ jù iye mi àti bàbá mi nìjẹ́ rẹ̀ wọ́n gún mọ̀ jù. Wọ́n ní sísí bàbá rẹ̀ mú 45 million kò á yá nínú rẹ̀ nínú báńkì wọ́n bí mú kò.
Look at them raising hands over there.
Ń dá padà.
That's why I said, you see, most cases, you don't appreciate what you have
Until you lost it.
That is life. You don't seem to appreciate
You
it.
do not.
It's a long history.
I look at him, he's a pitiable state. the way he did. For
Bàbá.
him for you to make him come here in this state
Ó bad.
to be arguing over his own money.
His own
He has to
money.
find
Ní
everything.
bàbá lé at this age bàbá rẹ̀ ẹ jẹun ní kọ́ọ̀tù ẹ gbé sí wàhálà
And
kà
that's
á.
why I keep saying father and son.
no.
Because if he's an outsider, we'll be talking about every time right now, even the profits that you have not declared. Because we are all shareholders. Have you paid anybody out of the profits? There are a lot of issues I don't want to go into because I don't want to complicate it for you. I'm just giving you soft landing.
I'll give you 5 now. Then towards the end of the year, I'll give you another 5.
Towards the
Remove
end of-
5.
Yeah.
It's not possible. It's too free.
The amount I told you this year.
Oh my
when we speak,
God.
like
Let me ask you first of all, how much you have? Be careful when you tell me. There are things I can cross check. I didn't want to go this far before, but we are pushing it there. How much does the company have in their account right now?
30.
They have
30 million náà kàn.
Okay.
Ẹ wọ̀ yọ 20 million lé bàbá rẹ̀ ráyà ní báńkì àmúkò wíwá mọ́.
At least 15 for him right now. I will share it 50-50. It's money.
Give me 20 million. Let me return to the bank first of all. Let him out of 15 million naira. Let him give me 20 million naira first. He's not worthy of the trust
No.
a father should have on his son.
You heard what he said.
I gave him check 55. 2 days I'll give him check. He went and grabbed the money. Let him return. What is he doing with the 50 million? Has he made 1 million? Has he made 100,000 himself? I gave you 50 million to pay on trust. You grab it and telling me you pay me 5 million. What am I doing with 5 million? I don't trust him. He is not worthy of any trust.
You have to correct that image.
I haven't
When is your
like
life?
He has any other 30 years.
You are acting it too. You don't know you're acting it.
I have a manager.
I have to be blunt and honest with you.
For 30 years, he never disappointed me one day. Both of us borrowed from Bank of England 250 million. When my factory bumped, he worked with insurance. They paid the money, 250 million. I have no money to start again. With a small fraction of money. That's what I've been managing. Then they were blaming me that time. So I went and make my manager somebody else, who I is. He said he flew for it. Look at the trust I give him now, 50 million. He made fool of me.
This was not the original intention. These things came up. Like he said
Get away. You know,
I'm trying to come. He said
Get away.
okay, wait.
Very rude.
There are two things
He's a rude.
There are two things I want to ask you. The money to start the business. Who owns the money? You will know. It belongs to you.
If he can't give
Then when he gave you
He need the money.
if he gave you the money, no. If a father give a child even 5 naira, and now wake up and say, I need 2 naira out of that 5 naira I give you. So
Should be
you
glad
should be the answer of that.
be happy to give him back.
Покупайте повседневные
Eh?
товары на
Should be
Яндекс.Маркете.
happy.
Дарим 500 баллов за первый заказ.
The child should comply.
That's you. You don't just judge yourself. Give it to him.
The child should comply. Then why are you not complying? Can't say you will comply. Pẹ̀lú bàbá rẹ̀.
Give me money, give me the instrument of management, and go away, go and start your own business. I thought out this one.
That is what he had.
Called it friend. He assisted me in registering the thing. Then he grabbed it. You grab it and run away.
20.
Because you thought I was dying. You thought I was dying. And God had preserved my life. For the past 4 years, I have a stroke. For the past 4 years, I have a stroke.
Let me have the bank.
I thought I was dying.
Which bank is it? Stanbic IBTC. Go step into chambers. You call Stanbic.
I don't want to. Since 1 year, he hasn't cared. All the villages, the elders have persuaded him to bring this money. He doesn't care. Even bogus debt he wants. Let him give me money and my business. I register for the family. I will give it back to the person who helped him register it. Then we think what to do. Let him go and find something to do. Let him get it. He's not qualified to be a businessman below the change. I want my business and my money. I can't take 10 now. Even this 20 I'm asking him is just consider it. Let him give me back my money and my business. That's what I'm pleading with you. Help me to get the business for him and the money. He's a young man. How many years is he? He's under 40. I have been struggling since 85 years ago, struggling up to now. He's a crazy boy, very useless boy. I want my money and the business. I beg you, in the name of God, help me. Rule that he will give me back my money and my business. Let him go and find the business to do it. There are many things. I thought I had this one.
This has
Wait. Sir.
I thought I had this business.
Sir, can I come in? It's your blood. You know him better than anybody. You know yourself better. But I don't know, for whatever it is, at a point in time you believed in him. He disappointed you and all the line. That is the position that you are right now.
You know, Obama was my manager for 30 years. He never divert my money any one bit. Give me my money. Did I borrow you money?
I did not borrow me money.
Give me my money now. Give me my money. You will give me 20 million instant. 50 million. Did you throw it away? And he promised me 1 million every month as allowance. Since 1 year and a half, has he given me 1 naira? He cannot give me 1 naira. And he promised me 1 million every month.
What's the name of the company?
Ah.
Okay. Take it to him. What's the name of them?
Oh, God.
Their account details. I'll stand down the matter.
All rise. After the break, Judge Fumi wraps this matter.
Please be seated.
Now, on this case, first of all, like you rightly said, I found out that they have up to 30 million naira in their account right now. And that means we can conveniently pay 20 million naira to your father. Because we are the signatory, and the only signatory, I found out they are the only signatory to that account right now. I discovered that, either way. So the court hereby orders you to transfer 20 million naira into his account within 24 hours from court. That's my judgment.
All rise.
Iye mi àti bàbá mi wọ̀nyí ó wà very very emotional. bàbá yẹn at 85. Oh God. At your age, at about 40, you should be able to be the person that will even help your dad. Bàbá yẹn ó mẹ́wọ́ kó ọmọ rẹ̀ since 2017. Aya ìwọlé báńkà mú pọ̀ wọn ní. I'm heartbroken, honestly. Ó bá mi ní ọkàn jẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ wọn ní bàbá yẹn ṣe rá nínú society ọ̀tọ̀ bíbẹ́ ìrọ̀ ní bí wọ́n. Ọlọ́run mọ̀jà bí ọmọ ilé ò jẹ́ pé ó dájọ́ ni á nínú burú. Ọlọ́run mọ̀jà ní ọkọ ilé ò dájọ́ ni á nínú burú. Ọlọ́run mọ̀jà ní ẹ̀gbọ́n tàbúrò ò dájọ́ ni á nínú burú. Even ọ̀rẹ́. Wọ́n fẹ́ mú bàbá yẹn gan ewé òrá yà lè bá wọn mọ́ ìkóyà ewé lè bá kà mú kún. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ wọ́n ṣe wọ́n tọ́jú rẹ̀. Bàbá òmíwó kó wà mú set business ayé rẹ̀ wọ́n hùn wá. Torí wọ́n ní mindset of rogue, olè, ọ̀dájú ọ̀ràn, ọ̀dájú, gold digger. Ṣé irú bẹ́ẹ̀ bá hún àmọ́tò jí lọ́ba ọ̀gá ìkànnì bá ti wọ ibi ilé òsè ìka ilé òsè.
Well, it's a very good judgment on my own part because at least I have been vindicated. The issue has been on for a long time. This is somebody you did something, a favor that's supposed to say thank you. I ended up carrying debt in it. So at least I didn't pay anything to get judgment here. So it is a welcome development. And I say thank you to the judge and to everybody that is here today.
I think the judgment is fair.
A lot of lessons. The major lesson is never to trust anybody. Because all the things I did, if you look at it, it favored the guy. But at the end of it, as we are talking now, he's still owing me and the same business, the one I put, my own money I put. Where he has spent the whole 15 million, I put my own money to make sure that the license came out perfectly as I promised. But till this moment, he still sat on that money that he will not give it to me. No reason was given. So if I had said that time that I will not put that money, the license will never come out. And this is a business he is getting 1.6 million every week now. It was difficult for him to pay his father just at 20 million naira.
I'm going to try to settle things amicably as much as I can before resorting to the court system. Before it gets to the court.
He betrayed
How?
me and stole my money and neglected me. He thought I was dying. I didn't die. And my wife and the is here.
Number one, gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe ti rí mo ti rí lórí bíbá yẹn a ò ní jẹ́ trust torí wọ́n bá ti gbé ọkàn lè láti trust ọ̀nì yẹn bá ti dáwọ̀ ó wá cause trouble ìnara ó wá mú ni break down wọ́n mọ́tò ọ̀kálẹ̀ ó kó wọ́n mú wọ́n fall wọ́n pé dìkú rí bẹ́ẹ̀ torí shock yẹn ẹ̀rí wọn ṣẹlẹ̀ bàbá rẹ̀ trust rẹ̀ amẹ́wó ara ìyá ewó pọ̀ amúkọ ọ̀nà dúró gọ́lùyọ̀ níbo tó yẹn wọ́n mú bẹ̀rẹ̀ business àwọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ business in family owó náà ayé tẹ̀lé wọ́n fún wa ẹ̀wò dán lè pa even on ilé láàrin wọn bọ́ inú mi dùn mí recommend bọ̀bọ̀ ilé láàrin wọn kudos to you ọlọ́run á dáwọ́ yìí èwo ilé ò lẹ́jẹ̀wọ́ èèwọ̀ mú kún láìsẹ̀sì yẹn wọ́n possible rẹ̀ bọ̀ sí bó ṣe mọ́mú kó wọ̀ ọlọ́run rẹ̀ wo gbogbo ọ̀nà nàmúsàánú rẹ̀ amú ojú bẹ̀yẹn amúkó mo hàn dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ George fún mi inú mi dùn torí ó ṣe dáadáa of course bábìrì lẹ́sẹ̀ mi gómìnà yọ 25 million nínú àkáǹtì yẹn since it's almost 30 million lè níbẹ̀ because owó wọn ilé ti make before now ilé ọ̀ ti make ibi bá kó wọn yìí hàn á kó bá ṣe mi kí George fún mi either mi kúkú kó gbogbo 30 million yẹn orí transfer rẹ̀ mi délé àbí mi jẹ́ bí 1 or 2 million nínú àkáǹtì wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni but at the same time ibi George náà bá dé àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run bàbá olíbàbá at his age at 85 tó ọlọ́run aláàánú á mú ọ̀nà ìrànlọ́wọ́ amúkó bàbá ẹ̀ so now ba gbogbo rẹ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀n ìdánwò pa relationship òun àti bàbá rẹ̀ anyway àbàṣe táwọn àwọn ọmọ ilé àbàrà náà kò bí àpẹpẹrẹ dáríjì but iye mi àti bàbá mi ẹ̀gbọ́n àtàbúrò mi wọn ẹ mọ tura trust wọn ni o ẹ mọ tura dílé ọ ni ẹ tó say anything at any point in time ẹ gbé ìṣirò ẹ calculate rẹ mathematically ẹ gbé ìṣirò iye mi tó kù ń àwọn gbẹrun rẹ gbé ìṣirò wọrò iwájú wọrò hányìn torí ọ̀nà jẹ́ trust ọba ti trust wọn ní sẹ́wọ́n olúwa rẹ̀ padà ibi kí rẹ̀ máa sú ọ ibi kẹ́ẹ̀mú sú ni ibi kẹ́ẹ̀mú sú olóore mọ́sọ̀ wọn bọ̀bọ̀ wà tí ṣe wọ́n orí ẹ̀rẹ̀ mú bí wá sí wọ gbogbo níwọ̀n ilé ìbá ti ní mind gold digger àti ní mind ìhun wọ̀ ní amúkóhun ó yẹ wọ́n síbẹ̀ yẹn lọ àbí wọ́n lẹ̀ sí ń kásẹ̀ jẹ̀wọ́ sí ń gbogbo níwọ̀n yẹn ẹ̀rá há wọn gbogbo níwọ̀n ẹ̀bẹ̀ ti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ní ọ̀wọ́n bọ̀bọ̀ ìṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ní wọn ọba mú nǹkó wọn ejò wọn ojú ọ̀lẹ́ ọmọ wà wọ ọ̀hún afíìlì ń wọ̀ mú kọ́ wọn kéré ó lé gold digger ìwà ojú kòkòrò apànìyàn gbogbo níwọ̀n yẹn ìwà wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀gbọ́n wọn ìṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ọwọ́ mú sísì tí wọ́n ó de wọ́n bá rán wọn lọ́wọ́ bá gbáràn ilé ọ̀hún àti torí wà mú wọn bá gbé lẹ́dẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ 2 months àmọ́ wọn bá gbé lẹ́dẹ̀ẹ́rẹ́ 1 year bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òkè tí wọ́n bá dé ọ̀hún arẹmọ ọ̀hún àṣebókọ̀ ọmọ wọ̀ rí bọ́tò kan ní ọ̀wọ́ bá wọ sí olúkú mukùn olúkú tìrìn torí ìwọ kí ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ ayé ọ̀nìwọ̀n yẹn wọ̀ dáa gbogbo ọ̀nìwọ̀n bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣèkẹ́ ti sábòsí ẹ ti ṣe ayé tí wọ́n wọ́ dáa lókè bá dibi tí wọ́n tọ́ọ̀bà ṣe tẹ́ ẹ̀ mú bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹmú sólóore ayé wọn ìwọ̀ ọ̀hún wa ẹnu wọn kójọ elé rẹ̀ sáǹfààní wọn iye máa tábà mi wọn ẹ mọ bínú fídíò yẹn ogun o but ẹ ní láti fọkànbalẹ̀ àjókòólẹ̀ á wò á gbọ́ á learn yes because every day we learn in life bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó dábọ̀ mà tún padà bá yín ọmọ yín Olúwakẹ́mi ọmọ tí bàbá Sálù Sátá bye.